Hi everyone, hope you are doing well from wherever you're watching this channel, depending on the time zone. Now, we have seen so many changes in this country as far as the issue of funding various programs is concerned. Starting from the issue of education, Ruto went there and that funding, it has been disrupted so much. You come to the issue of help. Today he's telling us that not every university student is going to get help. It will be only the needy. But if you go down in the issue of the needy, you will find that even the needy have nothing to celebrate. He has come even for your salary, 3%, you need it. But now, in as much all this was happening, no one knew about the worst that was already cooking in this government. This government has touched on a live wire as we are speaking now. It is reminding that more than 1 year ago, from the time Ruto took our office up to now, hospitals have not been receiving the NHIF funding. As we're speaking now, patients who are using NHIF card are being turned away from hospitals. Now doctors are only attending to the people who are using cash. If you go with the NHIF card, it is not working. They're saying, no, we will not serve you with this card. The reason is that the Treasury owns NHIF more than 27 billion shillings. In other words, NHIF is broke. Hawana pesa. Treasury wanapata pesa za NHIF lakini wanakaa nazo. Imagine this a contribution that you are being cut by your company, they deduct it, and we have some individuals who are paying by cash through the M-Pesa. I'm one of them, I pay through M-Pesa. But this money then, the government is taking it and diverting into other activities. Pesa za wagonjwa. Look at that. Today, someone will lose life. A family is going to lose their beloved one just because that person was not taken care of through NHIF program because doctors have no other option to help. Kuna mtu alisema ya kwamba kama kuna shakahola kule Kilifi, kuna shakahola ingine Statehouse. Ile Raila aliita shakahola annex. It looked like a joke, but in many ways you can describe it and you will see it fitting. What is the difference between Mackenzie, who was preaching to his congregants not to prefer using medicine? He told them not to go to hospital. What is the difference between that and the government that is taking money meant to treat sick people and divert it into other activities, and then you end up having no medication? What is the difference? I don't see any difference. This story was shared by the Nation when one of the hospital managers was speaking of this issue. So I want us to go through it. But just a quick request for those who are watching and you have not subscribed, please consider subscribing to the channel. Thank you so much. And again, to all our viewers, please just give this video a thumbs up. Thank you so much, and back to this discussion. Now, this one of the officers speaking to the Nation, I quote him: "We have had patients receiving dialysis at our facility since the middle of the last year, and together with the other treatment using NHIF cover, claims have accumulated to almost 9 million. Hii ni hospitali tu moja, they're talking about 9 million. We received the first bunch of payment last week, and they are paying in bits and pieces. If you owe me almost 10 million and you are paying me 1 million, how do you honestly expect me to run the day-to-day finance of the hospital, including the purchase of consumables?" Ukiwa mgonjwa, uko hospitali, madawa inunuliwe, hata chakula yenye mgonjwa anakula hospitali kule, hospitali inanunua. Watoe wapi pesa? It cannot work. Let me wait for them to pay me for the service I have already rendered to Kenyans before I start accumulating more. It means the hospitals are stretched. You can't do a budget going forward. So look at that. And the story continues. In a day, we receive close to over 1,000 patients, and 90% of the patients uses NHIF card to access services. Most of the patients do not have private insurance. If the situation continues, we will have no option but to stop attending to patients. In fact, this doctor is confirming one thing, that 90% of people who go to hospital are using NHIF. 10% they don't have. That means Kenya was progressing into the NHIF program, which was a good move, something that Uhuru Kenyatta was championing for this country. And Ruto came in and said that he's going to help hustlers to now pay even less than 500. That means 100, 200 for those who cannot afford, the poor of the poorest. But now hasa pesa inaenda wapi? We are lost, I'm telling you. Now, this is what Nation was sharing. An insider told the Nation NHIF is broke and the National Treasury owes it 27 billion. He further pointed out that counties are remitting money to the NHIF. Sorry, counties are not remitting money. Now, do you know where this drama started from? For those who remember very well. When Ruto came to power, he changed the hospitals, public hospitals, and the kind in which the workers were able to make a choice of hospitals that they want to be treated in. We are talking about teachers, talking about police officers, and other civil servants. They changed to a private. Today there is a private firm handling. They are no longer in NHIF. After that, then the shocker has come in. Let me tell you also, the reason why hospitals have no money, and we have been saying in previous videos that because Ruto is not giving disbursement to county governments, it is going to be very hard even for hospitals to get medicine. That's where the problem is coming from now. You see? County government has been crying of more than 4 months without funding. Miezi 4, tunaelekea miezi 5. There is no disbursement to county government. Remember, issue of health was devolved. That means 80% of hospitals are being operated by county governments. Sasa wakati nilikuwa nasema ya kwamba kama Ruto apeane pesa kwa county, there is no way people can get services in hospitals because hospitals cannot afford to buy medicine. Sasa mmeona hii maneno. You are saying it, now it's evidently clear. So as long as Ruto does not disburse money to county government, there's no way hospitals will have equipment. There's no way hospitals can be able to pay doctors. There's no way hospitals can afford to buy those all the needed medicine and other things within the hospital to run those day-to-day activities. Hapo ndio mambo ya NHIF comes in. It is the NHIF money that is also given to county government through that disbursement of county resources. Then the county will disperse it according to how the hospitals have used. Inakuja kwa county hapo. Hii pesa haijakuja. Today, people are going to die. Sick people are going to lose their life. Men are going to go into serious sickness. And we have a government. The issue is not that there is no money that is going to NHIF. There is a lot of money. There was someone who was targeting to take away the NSSF money and NHIF money. People took it like a joke. Today, actually, it's the same people. But the people he was pointing finger at are now in the office. And exactly what I told was talking about, it is happening. Saizi ana support, but he told us, he warned Kenyans that there was someone who was targeting to take money from NHIF. The finger was pointing where? To the deputy president by then. Now the president. But what are we talking about? NHIF now broke. Treasury is more than 27 billion. Hii pesa imeenda wapi? In as much all this is happening, we are seeing Statehouse that is spending 1 year budget in 6 months time. Gachagua is spending 1 year budget in 6 months time. Now they are asking for supplementary budget to run for the next 6 months. We are seeing Ruto employing 50 CASs. They have not complained about their salaries. These people are being treated abroad. The insurance cover is huge, but poor Kenyans are going to die. Kampuni yako inalipa pesa ya NHIF, matibabu yako ikuwe taken care of, lakini ukienda kwa hospitali unaambiwa hapana, we cannot treat you kwa sababu Ruto hajatupea pesa ya NHIF. Wewe mwenyewe unalipia mpaka wazazi wako. I also pay for my mom. Lakini she cannot access treatment because anaambiwa serikali haijaremit hizi pesa kwa hospitali ndio upate matibabu. Na sisi tumelipa pesa yetu wenyewe. Actually, we are in a big mess. There is no difference between a Statehouse that is probing Mackenzie, that is disturbing Pastor Ezekiel, and no difference between them and the Shakahola thing. Watu wa Shakahola waliambiwa wasitumie dawa, wanakufa, wameambiwa first wakufe. Saizi government, the executive is not giving money to hospitals to treat people. Tofauti yao iko wapi? Why are they probing Mackenzie? Why did they arrest Mackenzie? If they cannot provide medicine in hospitals, if they cannot give money to hospitals to give people services, tofauti iko wapi? Mimi nimeshangaa nao watu sana.